I feel like it's the same show every week, but it's just a different path to how we get there. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. This is our Bears Vikings post-game show. Heartbreak again. That's the one-word reaction to this one as the Vikings win 30-27 in overtime. The Bears trailed 27-16 with about a minute and a half left. DeAndre Carter gave him a nice kickoff return to about the Vikings 40. Bears score with 22 seconds left. Get the onside. Caleb Williams hits DJ Moore for about a 25-yard in route, spikes the ball with 3 seconds left. Cairo Santos forces overtime, and then the Bears lose in overtime. They win the toss. As great as Caleb was, and he's not the reason they lost. Let me make that clear. But he took a really bad sack in overtime. And then the defense, which we're going to talk about a lot here, just completely got destroyed on the final drive. They had a chance on 2nd and 17 and 3rd and 10 on a two-play sequence to get off the field. Couldn't do it. Got into another 1st and 15. Got into another 2nd and long. And Sam Darnold just has wide open receivers time and time again. They drive down, kick a chip shot field goal to beat you 30-27. And yet again, and look, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but your rookie quarterback scores 17 fourth quarter points. And your defense just gets absolutely shredded. What is the one thing we have said that Eberflus can point to as a coach? Well, he calls a pretty good defense, right? I think the last two games, and I know they only scored 20 points last week. Remember, Jordan Love threw a pick in the red zone and got tackled at the 1 yard line. Otherwise, they score 30 plus. This defense against good teams is just not good. It's a fact. It's a bad defense. 450 yards total offense, 328 passing, over 120 rushing. You only get one takeaway. They've mastered the one takeaway. They get like one takeaway a week. And the takeaway you had, by the way, Jonathan Owens strips Aaron Jones on the goal line. Otherwise, they score potentially close to 40 points. It's just a bad defense. I mean, this defense is not. I shouldn't say bad. It's an average unit. Against bad teams, it looks good. Against good teams, it looks bad. So average unit. And Matt Eberflus makes matters worse because it's so vanilla. He won't blitz. He drops 7 into coverage. You would think if you're playing heavy coverage, there would be tighter window throws from Sam Darnold. Nope. This guy's wide open. I'm talking so open that when the camera pans to the guy catching the ball, there's no one on the screen except for the guy catching it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and by the way, this awesome defense gave up a 3rd and 13 in the fourth quarter to Nick Mullins, cold off the bench. Darnold suffered a little ankle injury, missed a couple plays. Mullins comes in. They throw a little drag to Aaron Jones, blockers in front. No one touches him. Gain of 16 on 3rd and 13. Yeah, but at least Flus has a good defense, right? What does he do well at this point? The one thing he could hang his hat on has been exposed now. Why? And I know they're not going to do it on a short week, but you know what to do. And I don't mean to do the same thing every week, but the evidence is just overwhelming. This is like when, this is like putting Dahmer on trial. It's like, yeah, the guy did it. Hey, the guy did it. It's 20 dead bodies laying around. I mean, it's like, how much evidence do we need that it's not going to work with Eberflus? Like, it's just not going to work. Maybe they fire him after Detroit because you'll have more time there, but it's just not good enough. And it's not all on him. I'm not saying none of these losses are all on one person, but when you lose and make mental errors week after week after week, the head coach has to take the blame. They really, really do. And the offense for the second straight week was better than the defense. Almost 400 yards. Went toe-to-toe with the Vikings offense. Played better than the Vikings offense for a lot of the game. But what stands out on this screen? Penalties, 7 for 80 yards. Undisciplined. First play of the game, DeAndre Swift holds. First play of the game. It's every week, man. Every week, crazy bat, you-know-what shit happens to this team. Even when you catch a break, you get an onside kick, which is like a 1 in 20 chance. Your quarterback mazed the throw to DJ Moore. We'll talk more about Caleb in a second. You actually get to overtime, and you still lose. Oh, you want another coaching point? First field goal attempt of the game. It gets blocked in the same spot, just to the left of center, the A-gap. Doesn't hold up. again. And on that 4th and 4, you probably should have gone for it because your quarterback was cooking. But you're scared. You're just too scared. You don't play with aggressiveness. You play to not lose. And when you play to not lose, like the Bears defense did on that drive in overtime, and yes, I'm sure you'll say it a million times, Caleb blew it in overtime. I wouldn't go as far as blow it, but you can't take that sack. It completely killed that possession. I am with you. But the Bears defense had chance after chance after chance to get him the ball back when he erased a 24-10 lead to get this game to overtime. Like Flus says it all the time, complimentary football. Yeah, this team does anything but play complimentary football. And all we heard all offseason, into last year, into this year, Flus, the culture is unbelievable. You know what the culture is? The culture is you always lose. Always. And typically, it's in unreal fashion. You're like, wait, how did the Bears lose this week? Oh, wow, that's crazier than last week. When last week, lost on a blocked field goal, and 2 weeks before that, you lost on a Hail Mary. In a 5-week period, this team has lost 5 in a row, 1 on a Hail Mary, 2 blowouts to one team, Cardinals, who talent-wise, at best are as good as you, but honestly probably worse roster-wise, to the Patriots, who were an embarrassment. And then you lose on a blocked field goal, and you lose after getting an onside kick, getting to overtime, and still can't win. I mean, they have suffered 3 of the craziest losses in a 5-week period. It's unbelievable. It is truly unbelievable. But here's the thing. It's very believable because that's Matt Eberflus, because that's the Chicago Bears, because that's the McCaskey family. That is this franchise. They are losers. Period, end of story. What else do we need to see? We'll talk more about the quarterback because he's doing everything he can to win games right now, and you can't help but feel for him. But got to talk about Rocket Money first. The best personal finance app out there is Rocket Money. They're going to help you find and cancel any subscriptions that you no longer want, and chances are you have several, because when I first got going with Rocket Money, I created my account, synced up my bank account, and I was like, wait, I have this streaming service? I don't even use that. I signed up for this. I don't even remember that. And you click cancel and follow a few more steps, and they'll help you get rid of those services. That way you're not getting charged anymore. So that's what Rocket Money does, shows all your subscriptions on one screen, and helps you figure out which ones you want to keep, which ones you want to dump. They'll also help you set budgets, stay on top of your finances overall. You can check your credit score. You can even lower certain bills by up to 20%. All you got to do is send a screenshot of your bill to Rocket Money, and they will help you out and try to get you a better deal. RocketMoney.com/Bears now. Check out that link in the comments and in the description of this video. It's RocketMoney.com/Bears now. Click and get started today with Rocket Money. You know who was money for a lot of the day was Caleb Williams. And no, he wasn't perfect. And yes, he can't take that sack. You know, everybody says you never blame Caleb. If you watch the live watch party, I literally did this and said, Caleb, you cannot take that sack. So go back and watch if you don't believe me. But you know what? If you're coming away from this game that Caleb is just not the guy, you're just a hater. I'm sorry. You're just a hater. He's the only reason you were in the game. He came out firing the first quarter and a half, thought he was awesome. The end of the second quarter, early third, the offense cooled off a bit, but then they picked it back up late third, early fourth. 340, couple of touchdowns, makes the unreal throw after the onside kick to DJ Moore on the deep end to get you into field goal range. Had a 4th down scramble where he literally hurdles a defensive lineman who's on the ground. And then gets to the sticks for the first down. I think the last 2 weeks, it hurts. The losing part of it is horrible, but there's clear growth here. And with Thomas Brown, it looks a whole lot better. It really, really does. The confidence is building. You can see it. And that's all that matters the rest of the week is how does 1-8 play? How does 18 play? The wins and losses, it's irrelevant. Unless you win out and go 10-7, you're not making the playoffs. And let's be real, this team can't win 6 in a row. Come on. It's just not going to happen. So the rest of the season is about one thing and one thing only. Caleb Williams being on the best trajectory possible heading into 2025. And then you get the coach and you go from there. That's what this is about. Nothing else matters. And I'm not going to say he's been perfect. He certainly missed some throws. He made a couple of high reel throws in the first half where he evades a free rusher to the right, scrambles, lofts one downfield, to DeAndre Swift. Made a special back shoulder throw to Keenan Allen where his toe is somehow out of bounds. That's when the field goal gets blocked in the next play. That was a momentum killer. But he was throwing darts over the middle. The piss missiles were out and firing today. The last one to DJ was a piss missile. I thought he played excellent. I'll go A-. I can't say he played perfect. The sack was a killer, but I think you add it all up against that defense. I mean, the last 2 weeks against the blitz, his adjusted completion percentage per PFF is 86%. Like, he's figured out how to play against the blitz. He really has the last couple weeks. Doesn't mean he'll never struggle against the blitz in a game, but against that defense, gives you that many tough, exotic looks. I couldn't be more impressed. You wish you could have finished it in overtime. That hurts. That sucks. But his fourth quarter play continues to be excellent. 17 points in the fourth quarter to get you into overtime. And it's a shame that this thing continues to fall on the wrong side of things because I feel really good about where he's at. And that's a good thing because, again, the rest of the way, that's what matters. That's what's important. It's getting Caleb on the right trajectory moving forward. And the last 2 weeks, I think, are huge building blocks for Caleb Williams. All right, there you have it. Vikings win 30-27. Hit that subscribe button if you want Flus fired. Sub for Bears Dubs. That'll be the biggest dub of the season when he gets fired, whether it's during the season or after. Appreciate the love and support. See you guys soon. Bear down.